New details tonight. A bill aiming to keep kids safer on the school bus is making its way through the State House. But the latest version does not require school districts to make any changes, including adding seatbelts. We wanted to know why the bill was changed. 10 TV political reporter Doug Petcash took that question to lawmakers today, and he's joined us live from outside the State House. Doug?
Well, Yolanda, the original bill would have required every school bus in the state to have seatbelts within 5 years. But lawmakers were concerned that the cost of mandating that would hurt school districts. So they made it optional, and that and other safety measures that is optional and will provide funding for the districts that want it. The bill has been in the works since last year after an 11-year-old student was killed in a school bus crash in Clark County. Governor Mike DeWine formed the Ohio School Bus Safety Working Group to come up with recommendations to make buses safer. House Bill 279 incorporates 13 of those recommendations, including putting seatbelts on buses, but the recommendations are not mandatory. I talked with bill's sponsor, Republican State Representative Bernie Willis.
Do you feel that with things not being mandatory that this bill is still effective?
Yes. What we've found is the districts told us that there are a lot of things they would like to do with their buses.
He says only about 5% of districts surveyed around the state wanted seatbelts for their buses.
But the vast majority of them don't see that as something that they need. But they did say if we could get more LED lighting on our buses to light them up, if we could get cameras on those buses to help the bus driver in identifying people that are passing those buses, then we want those things.
Willis says the cost of mandating safety measures was also a big factor in changing the bill.
From the very beginning, we knew that we didn't want some kind of unfunded mandate. It's probably one of the biggest concerns of everyone. Our colleagues in here in the committee, and that was, we can't go levy another problem that the school districts are going to have to figure out on their shoestring budgets. Right?
So the bill would provide $25 million in funding. School districts can apply for grants to improve school bus safety as they see fit. Democratic State Representative Richard Brown says the effectiveness of seatbelts also came up in the working group, which he was not part of.
From the report I've read, it looks like the consensus was that this is something that there's enough debate over the issue that decided just to leave it up to the individual school districts to decide for themselves.
The bill also calls for stricter penalties for those who pass buses that are loading or unloading kids. Representatives Willis and Brown say that the bill has broad bipartisan support, and they believe it has a chance to pass in both chambers and become law before the end of the year. Reporting live outside the State House, Doug Petcash, 10 TV News.